Hey everyone, it's Libby from Maighstirtarot. I'd like to acknowledge the Worimi First Nations people, the traditional custodians of the land on which these videos are made, and welcome to you, your guides, my guides, and the universal energies. Entertainment only. Okay, what I want to have a look in this particular video is Cash Patel. Why not? Let's have a look at Cash Patel. I'm going to use the Golden Universal Tarot. And it is Friday here today, which means unless something major happens, I will still post in my post section, but I'll have the next couple of days off from the computer. And as soon as these videos are over, I am going for a long walk in the sun. Okay, so what's happened is that three ex-FBI agents who were fired. One was the former assistant director, one was the assistant to the director, and the other one was an agent in charge of a field office, fired by Cash Patel. Now, they've come out and said, so, yep, we've got the three of them there. I know it's three females, but it is pretty much three. Three of them there. Patel might find himself beaten and battered with his back up against the wall, desperately trying to keep his job. But they've come out and basically these agents have come out and said Patel had told them that he's going to be on the defensive big time. Patel had told them, apparently these firings were illegal. Patel had told them that he was instructed to fire anyone that worked on the prosecution case against the Orange Twerp. Now we're talking about stolen documents, we're talking about Epstein, all that sort of who were working on the case that weren't under instruction from the current DOJ, Cash Patel. So basically anybody who had prior been working on these cases. Oh, the discovery is going to be wild is what I'm getting. Okay, so how's this going to go for Cash Patel? And then I'm going to have a look to see how it's going to go through for these three agents. So basically, Patel has said to these agents, now the FBI, he's now gone zippity-libby, but he had told these agents that he had to fire the agents as his job depended on removing the agents who worked on the Orange Twerp's cases, prosecution cases. Tried to put the Orange Twerp in jail. So vindictive written all over it. I'm just going to point out one of my lovely viewers has let me know that a family member of theirs, a young family member of theirs, signed up to become a ICE agent because, I mean, you know, the money's very tempting and bonuses and all the rest of it. They went through basic training, decided they didn't want to be an ICE agent anymore, and so tried to resign and got told by their boss that they weren't allowed to resign. They had to stay on. Now, to me, that's highly illegal unless they got prepaid and were then obligated to serve out a particular term in response to that payment. It's a bit like the military in Australia can you can do a scholarship, get put on a scholarship where they will put you through your university and pay for your university degree, but you are then obliged to work so many years thereafter. But I wouldn't have said basic training really justified not being able to. So I'm not quite sure on the whole story of that, but I'm getting really quickly. So if you think back to 1936, with the brown shirts in a European country, the mustachioed man who was in control at that time completely lost control of the brown shirts. They were then operating independently. This was the mustachioed man's private army. They were operating, I believe, independently under their own leader. and the leader got taken out. So I'm feeling that's what's happening with ICE at the moment. They were set up as the private army for the Orange Twerp, but the Orange Twerp's actually lost control of them. I don't think he is the one that's in control of the agents. I suspect it's somebody else like Miller or someone, or Holman, might even be Holman. They're the age. They're not the private army of the person who thought they were his private army. Okay, so that's unraveling as we speak, but I just want to have a look. How is this prosecution? I'm getting that the discovery is going to be wild. The next 10 days to 2 weeks until just after the next eclipse, the solar eclipse. Okay, make sure you do your self-care. Entertainment only, allegedly entertainment only. Come on down, let's have a look. How's it going to go for Patel? Well, attempting to make out like a bandit, steal the legalities of it. So he apparently has admitted that he knew it was illegal for him to do this firing, but I don't know when this regime actually ever does anything legal, so why would that make any difference? But the here and now where he is at the moment, and to be honest, that figure looks a bit like Patel there with his hood on over his coat. He knows legally that he's in the wrong. Oh boy, because it was a pure and unadulterated abuse of power. Sabotage, but it's also self-sabotage for Patel. He found himself lured by the lust of the position, is what I'm getting. Lured by the lust of the position where he didn't think he'd actually have to do any work. Wouldn't have to actually be asked to do anything. But yeah, he knows he did it, and it was an abuse of power. Now you've got blue cloak figure walking away here in the background, 2 of them. So I wonder whether one of them, this figure here, is this one here, knowing that they have been betrayed. Oh boy. On the base, you've got the 6 of Pentacles. The money not trickling down as one would expect it to. But you've also got the scales here with justice. Let's see where this goes. Sword of truth. The energy that Patel is stewing in is the truth is going to come out. And the truth is out about this. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay. He's facing a sword of truth. The energy can also be, swords can be about strategy, can be about legalities as well. So it could be that he undertook the strategy to appease the king, but I don't think it's going to work for him. Let's see where this goes. There is the Emperor making his decree, fire these people. There he is in the past. I'm sure he didn't actually say fire these people. The Orange Twerp's very good at, he learnt from the best of the mafia. He will not actually make a direct order to do this sort of thing. He will simply suggest it rather broadly. So, gee, it would be good for these, if these agents no longer work for the FBI because they can't be trusted. I wonder, it would be good if they no longer worked there. Not fire them or you're fired. It would be a very broad suggestion. Okay, the energy over the here and now is the Ace of Cups, 2 aces, top and bottom, either side of this betrayal and this illegality attempt. So this is very much about an emotional overwhelming. It's about an emotional cleansing. It can mean a partnership or a peace offering here for a new beginning. Okay. Oh boy. The immediate future. the cup from the past, the gift that was given from the past. But again, I'm getting it wasn't, the information may come out that was taken one way as a order, but was rather obscured. So how's this going to go for Patel? More a suggestion than an order is what I'm getting. Gee, I would hate for you to lose these jobs because these agents that we can't trust are still there. You know, that sort of suggestion. Externally. Finding himself entrapped by the allure of what he thought was on the go, the money that he thought he was going to make. But internally, it's an end for him. It's the end of the road. I want to have a look at the end of the road for him, for Patel. I'm not going to say that he's going to end up in this sort of position, but nah, he's gone. He is actually going to find himself fired, and I think he's going to find himself fired because he acted illegally. Does that make sense? It's going to come out, oh my goodness, you know, pearl clutching and all the rest of it. He acted illegally, therefore he's fired. We've got here the outcome, some sort of agreement there, a legal so this is sort of behind the scenes, you know, if you go quietly due to the legalities of it, he may not want to go because he knows that it wasn't him. The Four of Pentacles, holding on tightly to one's position, and then we've got the powerful contract and agreement. So here's the minor one, here's the major one. Information being brought forward about the hidden agenda in governments or in the regime, with the Hierophant there, connections potentially to Russia. The poor choices, finding himself out in the cold, the dark money behind the scenes, acting as the mercenary, looking at his options with that Two of Wands, trying to harvest what he's got there, but ending up restricted. Okay, I think what I'm getting from that, we've also got a payout, but we've got a minimized payout, but the messenger coming forward, because I don't think the payout was as much. And then we've got a whistleblower. Is Patel going to turn on the regime? Because it's almost like they... Okay, I'm going to say that it was suggested broadly that he take this action, and he's been left holding the brown paper bag behind the bike shed. I don't think he's going. I don't think he's going to go down alone. Is he going to turn? Show me. When Patel, not even going to look at the agents here. Oh, let's have a look at the agents first up. The three agents. How is this court case going to go for them? Yeah, they're feeling betrayed, treasonous. They know what happened was treasonous, but they also know with their investigation that what the orange twerp was doing was treason. So this is betrayal, treason, heartbreak, loss, despair, you name it. Challenged by the Four of Swords. They're forced to retreat in front of the legal system, and told to pack up your bag and go. This is probably Patel. I don't know what star sign he is, but I'm not overly interested. This was action being taken, so this was them being told to pack up and go. However, there is an investigation. Shining the light to find a path forward, an investigation into this abuse of power. And we've got the Ace of Swords again. Externally for them, internally, new journey for them, where they expose everything. Here is the King of Swords, legal action being taken, volatile information coming out with the Knight of Wands, which is going to change the views of the world and bring about an ending. Oh boy. Okay, so that's the agent. We've got Temperance, we've got the agents themselves coming together, supporting each other. I think they're going to bring it. They are absolutely going to bring it. And I keep thinking that discovery is going to be because they know there's been treason. This is what they know. Okay, is Patel going to be hung out to dry by the regime? And what's he going to do about it? Show me. Is Patel going to be hung out to dry? Plausible deniability by the regime itself, by the orange twerp. Is he going to be hung out to dry, and what is he going to do about it? As I said, suggestion. The orange twerp doesn't put anything in writing except for his decrees and birthday card to Epps, and I'm sure he regrets putting that in writing. Sure he really, really regrets putting that in writing. But his modus operandi that's been reported in the past is that he will strongly suggest something or imply something, but he doesn't actually order it and he doesn't put it in writing. So is Patel going to be hung out to dry? The fish in the cup, unexpected out of left field. The stinky fish, he is left holding the stinky fish, basically. Now, I know this can be a young person with their imagination, with the fish, tapping into their intuition, etc. But I'm just going to say, if you have a look at the face on this young person, this figure here, he's going to be left holding the cup, is what I'm getting. Challenged by the regime, the higher authorities, the regime. Again, sort of, you look at this figure here, they're sort of making orders to the two figures bowing down, but there's nothing in writing. It's just a suggestion. Okay, the Foundation. He's not happy about it, desperately trying to hold on, trying to protect himself. In the past, I'm just going to say, I think he was promised a lot of money. I think he was promised a lot of money, but it hasn't come through. So he's trying to hang on to his position. He's trying to hang on to his integrity of where he is in the here and now. Crowning this reading, you've got the Strength card. So Patel. It is about taming the beast. It is about shutting the lion up, the orange lion. Taking a position of strength. So is he going to be, this may be the regime trying to shut him up. Let's see where they go. Hard work going on behind the scenes, but there's a money trail. There are always money trails here. So is Patel going to be the fall guy, and what's he going to do about it? The immediate future. Documentation coming together. Going through the motions, but this can also be repeating the same old thing and getting the same result. Let's see where it goes. Externally, the star. Internally, the money that doesn't come through, or the support that doesn't come through. What's he going to do? There's the orange twerp himself, the Emperor. Okay, the outcome. Chaotic messaging. An ending, the message being an ending, unable to get to the finish line. You've got the steel and you've got the agreement here. And then you've got the judgment card. An offer being made, an offer you cannot refuse, of more. But I think he's been stung by that. And then we've got that King of Cups again. I don't know who this King of Cups is. Oh, look at the bottom. Downfall. downfall, justice, diminished, left juggling, disappointment, and then speaking out. I think, yeah, I do. I think they're going to try and shut him up. I think they're going to, externally, the star, going to try and spin it that he's still this wonderful, but it's just not going to come through. I'm just not getting that. It's complicated. Let me put it that way. I mean, he may be in two minds still about it, trying to get the messaging towards the finish line, but it's all over. It's all over. I just think he's been set up as the fall guy. Okay, show me what discovery's going. Swap decks. Okay, thank you. The Smith-Waite Tarot. What's discovery going to? Discovery on this case now. Often what will happen is the cases get to a certain point and then it's absolutely he's left carrying the stinky fish and everything is going to be revealed. Discovery is going to be not good. Entertainment only. Show me what is on this case. What is discovery going to show? What is discovery going to reveal? What is discovery going to reveal? What is discovery going to reveal? Is discovery going to reveal? Right, going to try and spin it back and forth. The Chariot, challenged by Chariot. The inability to move forward. Chariot, why have I got the Chariot there? Announcements coming from the White House, but everybody's walking away. Loss, heartbreak, disappointment, cast out in the cold. Well, we know Patel's going to get cast out of the... It's going to be some sort of announcement that comes through from the White House about Patel resigning, but I suspect it was not a voluntary resignation, but trying to spin it. Challenged by the Chariot. Moving forward. You've got the King of Swords, my Jack Smith card. He knows all about it. Thinking that the cups are all lined up in a row, but be careful what you wish for. Some sort of action announcement. This is the going forward. Thinking it's been dealt with is what I'm getting there. The red hat, the regime, thinking it's being dealt with. That they've got it in the bag. And I think this is my lawmaker's card as well. So there might be something there, but internally, we've got this emotional overwhelming, the false victory, and then loss. Everything's going to be revealed about the smoke and mirrors, the money that was behind it, the legacy, whistleblower, devil, information being presented about those who would benefit, back up against the wall, nightmare situation, 2 9s, the King of Pentacles, the agreement that was made with the King of Pentacles, and everything changing with the Wheel of Fortune and walking away as a harsh truth comes out about Russia connections. Ugh, right, okay. I think discovery is going to expose. Jack Smith might be called back to be a witness in this case. Okay, I'm just going to put that when we know what Jack Smith was looking into. And we know that the legal search and seize that took place at Mar-a-Lago was conducted by the FBI. Yeah, I don't think the regime is going to like the discovery phase. And because the case is being brought by the 3 agents, the regime can't stop it. Even if Patel resigns, thrown under the bus, forcibly resigning, they can't stop this case going forward. It's going to be interesting. As I said, the next 2 weeks feel like something's going to come out. There's going to be more episodes that are literally going to break this regime. Won't end it, but it is going to be the point. Okay, let's see how it plays. Love to you all. Take care.